In this video, we're going to be making a static progressive digital flexion orthosis. To begin, we're going to place the patient's hand on top of the splint material, and we're going to be marking our landmarks, which include the second and third web space and next to the PIP joint of the middle finger for this demonstration. I then will extend the proximal aspect of this pattern out about 1 inch on either side, as that's going to wrap around the finger. The distal portion of the splint is simply going to be a digital cap with a little U mark at the PIP joint, so that way it doesn't get blocked during flexion. When fabricating the proximal portion, we want to make sure that we are wrapping the material around P1 and creating a little lip. That way we can thread the fishing line through this for the next step. You can see that I'm making sure not to cross over the PIP joint, that way we're not blocking flexion yet again. And like I said before, when it comes to molding the distal aspect, it's simply a digital cap orthosis. And you can see in the next part, when I start to trim, I'm going to be trimming out the U at the volar aspect. That way, when the patient goes into flexion, they're not going to be blocked by the extra material. To start stringing this up, I'm going to use my hole puncher to add a hole to that feathered out part of the proximal aspect of the splint. And then we're going to utilize the hole that was already part of the perforated material and thread that through as well into the distal aspect. Next, we're going to cut a hole through a piece of Velcro and also attach the fishing line to this part of the Velcro, and that's going to be the mechanism that holds the fingers down into flexion while wearing the splint. I typically will couple the digital aspect of the splint with a standard wrist Cockup orthosis, and I'll add an extra piece of Velcro at the volar aspect of the orthosis. That way we can place the loop down and get enough flexion.